بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وبعد. Du'a, like every other action in our life, has certain etiquettes. A person doesn't ask, a person doesn't do anything without any etiquettes. There's an etiquette to speaking with the elders. There's an etiquette of engaging with the younger people. There are etiquettes to speaking and engaging with government officials. There's etiquettes in society. That's the way society functions. In a similar fashion, when we speak to Allah, when we speak to our Creator, there are certain etiquettes that we have to be mindful of. We don't just say certain things without really feeling the power, without feeling the motivation behind it. That's why Du'a has an entire process. And to make it simple for us, I want you to imagine writing a letter. Or in our context, I want you to imagine writing an email to somebody from whom you're asking something. We don't just send the email and the subject of the email is help, exclamation mark. And then I put over there, give me a raise, period, sincerely, me. We don't do that. There are certain etiquettes. You'll start off by saying, to whom it may concern, I hope all is well. My name is so-and-so. I am your employee for X number of years. I am very impressed by the project that we've been involved in, and these are our milestones. And there's a whole introduction, and then he would say, after much deliberation, I feel I would be deserving of a raise, and I would like to contribute to. You have a whole explanation, and when you're done with your explanation, what do you say? You say, thank you very much for considering my request. I hope to hear back from you at your earliest convenience. Best wishes, whatever your name is, thank you. Dated on this. There's a whole process in how we write a letter. When it comes down to making a dua, رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم اجرنا من النار اللهم اجرنا من النار آمين. Why are my duas not getting accepted? Like, there's such a dissonance, so completely detached. The hadith that we're covering today is 3 words. Literally 3 words, authentic hadith. Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah. 3 words. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he tells us, du'a is ibadah. Why is this important? Because du'a is not a scripted speech. For many of us, du'a is like a person who's graduating and they have a lecture that they have to deliver to their graduating class, and they just say it whether they understand it or not. Du'a huwa al-ibadah, the spirit, the soul of my connection to Allah is du'a. So think about a letter when we're making du'a. Number 1, we have to be in the best state. It's not necessary for me to be in wudu. I can make du'a in any state. But when I have a plea, when I have a very strong desire for something from Allah, I need to go the extra mile. I will make sure that I am in a state of purification. I will make sure I'm either in the masjid or in a secluded area. I will make sure that I am facing the qibla. Even when we're writing our emails and doing work, if my kid is jumping on my back, my son is pulling my laptop, somebody's cooking in the kitchen, I can't focus. I'm like, you know what? I need to get out of here. I'm going to Starbucks and I'm just going to do my work over there. Why? Because it's quiet over there. I can focus. Our dua is exactly the same. I'm going to come early to the masjid. 15 minutes early. There's nobody here, 1 or 2 people. I'm going to go to the corner And I'm going to seclude myself, number one. Number two, when we start any dua, we start with three things. This is kind of like, I hope all is well. You start by saying, Alhamdulillah. You praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I raise my hands, the first things that should come out of my mouth isn't what I want. It is to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, if you need something from somebody, if the electricity is down in my house, I'm not going to knock on my neighbor's house and say, give me electricity, or give me a plug, or do you have a generator? No, you start off explaining yourself. You start off with your hands raised and you say, Alhamdulillah, all praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma laka alhamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhik wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma laka alhamdu kullu wa laka shukru kullu. Whatever language, and by the way, sometimes we think and we say, okay, what's the exact wording for this? How do you say this in Arabic? Arabic is important, but remember, dua has to come from the heart. You should try and say it in your own language if you can. Praise Allah in your own language if that helps you to feel the dua. And then get into what is in Arabic. Sometimes we're so focused on, is it alhamdu or alhamdu? And I think to myself, like, whether you say alhamdu or alhamdu, just do it. Just make the dua. Don't get lost in some of the specifics. Because we're so focused on letters and we're so focused on the wording and the form that we forget about the meaning. So the first thing is Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma laka alhamd. Even in my own language, Ya Allah, all praises belongs to you. All thanks belongs to you. You have given me this. You have, and spell it out. We have to spell out, Ya Allah, you have given me good health. Ya Allah, you have given me a roof. Ya Allah, you have given me a considerate family. Ya Allah, you have given me a sustainable job. Ya Allah, you have given me a blessed community. Saying these words, honestly speaking, let me ask myself, when was the last time I made dua and I actually said these things? That, Ya Allah, you have blessed me with so many things. And list out the blessings. That's the first thing. The second thing, as we mentioned last week, salawat on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sending salawat on the Prophet alayhi salam. This is that turbo, this is that extra motivation that raises the du'as to the courts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So salawat on the Prophet alayhi salam. And number three, and this is very important, making dua for other people helps you get the ameen of other angels in your presence. Making dua for other people will allow the angels to say ameen to your dua. So when I make dua, if I make dua for the forgiveness of my parents, I make dua for the support of those who are afflicted with calamities, I make dua for even the people I have animosity and hatred for, or people I have a difference with, and I say, Ya Allah, please guide them, Ya Allah, please protect them. The angels, their ears perk up, and they realize, wait, this person is making dua for somebody else? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger tells us in those du'as, Man da'a li akhihi ala dhahr al-ghayb. Whoever makes dua for his brother, when that person doesn't know, the angels say ameen to that person. And do you think when the angels are saying ameen to my dua for somebody else, that they're going to just leave when I'm starting my own dua? No. They're going to continue saying ameen even to my own duas as well. So that first introduction, I praise Allah and I recount the blessings that Allah has given me. Number two, I send salawat on the Prophet ﷺ. Meaningful salawat. Salawat, again, we don't want to get lost with words by saying, okay, what's the exact wording? Even if I say it in my own language, Ya Allah, send salutations on your Habib. That Habib who strove in your path, who would day and night call towards Islam. That Habib who sacrifices is the reasons that I have hidayah today. That Habib who put aside his own comfort for my hidayah. Putting it into words. Number three, making dua for other people. And as hard as this may sound, if I have a dispute with somebody, making dua for that person as well. Once I'm done with all of this, and then, you know how you say to proceed, amma ba'd. You say, Ya Allah, I need this. Ya Allah, for years I've been struggling with the sickness. Ya Allah, for years my son has been sick. For years, my mother has been in this difficulty. I have been in this challenge. Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Making dua at that point will now meet all of the requirements for it to go to the front of the line. The front of the line. As the du'as are being queued, it's going to the front of the line, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it special preference. And then when I'm done with my du'a, I'll end it off again by saying, Ya Allah, all praise belongs to you. You heard my dua, you are the most wise. Accept my dua and put khair in it. Send salawat and salutations on the Prophet ﷺ. And then again, Ya Allah, forgive the believers, forgive those who are Muslim, and help those who are suffering. And then you make a dua. When Nabi ﷺ says, Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah, just think about salah, because ibadah is worship. Dua is like salah. What is salah? Salah is, I have to get ready, make wudu, put on good clothes, come to the masjid, have a certain form of going up, down, salam, ruku', sujood. After it's done, there's a whole process and method to it. That's very important. Now, I need to clarify one thing before I finish, and that is, this does not mean if I can't follow the method, I don't do dua. No. Even if I'm driving and it's raining a lot, I can make a quick dua. Ya Allah, the roads are very unsafe, protect us. Subhanalladhi sakhkhara lana hadha wa ma kun. You make the dua, even if it's a quick dua. But when we really want something, before we go to this shaykh or that pious person or tell this person, make dua for me, myself, I need to go, dedicate time, go into seclusion, and make dua with the proper etiquettes, and then ask other people to make dua. Then our du'as will be heard and our du'as will be accepted. So as the Ramadan is coming close, there are so many things, and I mentioned this last time as well, where we're thinking, what can I do extra? Right? Last year I did this, the year before that I did this. What can I do extra? And my personal take on this for myself is, instead of me adding more to my plate, let me see what's already on my plate and improve it, straighten it out, tweak it, make it meaningful, and put ihsan in it. Instead of telling myself, okay, this year I'm going to now start making dua in the time of tahajjud. I've never done this before. Alhamdulillah, that's great. If I can do it, alhamdulillah. But let me tell myself in Ramadan this year, after salah, the 1 minute or half a minute that I have to make dua, let me incorporate this new quality into it, enhancing what we have before increasing what's already on our plate. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us all and allow us to engage in the true form of dua, which is true ibadah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspire us to have a conversation with Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to pour our hearts out to Him. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all those who are suffering, all those who are afflicted with pain and difficulty and challenges, health problems, financial problems, family problems. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us for all our suffering. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Subhanallah wa bihamdih. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.